on the other.
I think they're going to have to re-employ the Golden Hornets to get back here, because it definitely does seem that a little bit quieter. But either way, the Fnatic fans are cheering, and well, this is their hometown. This is their map. We have been here many times. Only Loud has ever managed to beat them on this map, twice. Everyone else has suffered the same defeat. Chronicle already patiently waiting. The push-up from Vitality is spotted. 4 players already going aggressively. This puts a lot of pressure onto Kicks alone within that C site. And the B site for now, well, the only thing in their way is a little bit of utility, which looks like plant denial.
Chronicles evaded those players as well that were pushing down through middle and attempting to root him out after doing the damage early for Fnatic. They've got the space, and it looks like a plant coming through, a wall to cover their back, and most importantly, the door, if any of Vitality were to decide to come that way. But we can see that it's all on site. That's where the presence is, a little shift up in where the orb is going. Viper orb instead on site, but it hasn't landed in a great spot. It's not actually covering the spike itself. Oh, nice shots from Durka. Nade up top as well. The bounce is good. It's going to force the player out into the open, but around comes Kicks, and he has saved the day. Alpha left in a 1v3, Ghost in hand, and almost no chance to deny that defuse.
Yeah, solid start for Vitality. That's the thing with this team. Obviously, they're an exciting one for coming into this year for VCT EMEA. Like, their high expectations, bringing in Safe, I think, was a player that many wouldn't have expected them to be able to get. One of the best players in terms of duelists last year, probably second only to the man on the other side. So now this is like their litmus test. This is how good are they? It's early days in their roster's lifetime. You expect it to go for quite a while. But you are coming up against the best team in the world last year. What can you do? And for Fnatic, has anything changed? Are they just going to come back in and rock everybody once again? The fact is, it's not easy to get to the top, but it's easier to get to the top than it is to stay there.
Well, that's always going to be the thing. Look, everybody has in their mind a different target when they come into events. You might have a regional rivalry. There might be a team that has an ex-teammate of yours that you want to take down. We have plenty of those storylines here, but everybody wants to take down Fnatic. The accolade you get alongside that, you get added to a very short list of teams.
Safe and Leo make up that. two of the most exciting players in terms of a rivalry, but I don't even feel like there is much of a rivalry. Maybe between Safe and Fnatic. He's mentioned that once or twice. Yeah. He wanted to go there with Leo. They made other choices. For now, at least. Are going to have Fnatic a bit of a weak bind. Now, one of the things they were always best at on this map is playing with those rotations. I think that was something that Boaster mastered very quickly and thus became an incredibly strong map for them. With the changes, we now kind of look at whether or not that defensive side is going to be better for a lot of teams. And Vitality have definitely proven they can hold it in that regard. For now, at least, though, the pressure again, looking like it's going to be on that C site. Safe does have his paranoia, so he'll at least be able to buy a bit of time, but he is almost completely alone.
Here.
Well, yeah, very much isolated. This is a man that can deliver, and there's a TP up top, but he hasn't seen it. Boaster's outplayed Safe with a shrouded step as well. Beautiful to see. Nade's going to deny plant for a second. 10 seconds left. Hey, you're counting down the seconds, but Runner won't really have a chance to double down on it and deny any further. That plant does come through. Damage is good. And with Chronicle, Durka, and Boaster so low, it really is Leo with the rifle to do the heavy lifting. In terms of utility, I mean, they have got a Snade to work with. The C's on Leo, the Nade on Durka. About the best that you can hope for. It has landed. Nade's a little short.
Yeah. So much still that would need to go wrong for Vitality. The weaponry so far in their favor. Boaster has found another one in Durka. He might just have the timing. The shot not connected, though. It's left all onto the IGL. Already half defused, and Destrian is not letting go of this one. Vitality are going to convert the second round, even if it got a little bit close.
It did. Look, it did get close. What it also got was costly for the side of Vitality. So many players lost to get back in there. And already we're seeing some of these plays that previously have been built on with like a paranoia going through and the TP up top from an Omen. Boaster did it dry, and it worked out. Just distraction play on Safe as he was a little too focused on the rest of the players making their way through. That'll work once for you. It'll get you the damage. Now they'll look to capitalize on the back of it and really punish. Vitality, you can see what they're buying.
Looks like
they're not going to have a lot to work with.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a mid-push into B. Just get that early information. It's been heavy C presence so far from Fnatic, so so they're going hunting, just going to break the turret. I don't think they'll get much more from it. And bear in mind, weaponry-wise, not a whole lot available for Vitality. So they have to basically rely on trap plays. If they can get someone caught, win an individual fight. For now, at least, though, it is just this slow presence being taken. And the defenders look like they're going to try and pincer onto C.
There.
Yeah, that's certainly being denied from the side of Fnatic. All the utility that came back at them, they give up the space, they pump the brakes, they wait, and they let Vitality get a little ahead of themselves. Hopefully, on the attacking side, you're hoping that that defensive side has rotated. They've gone to B, they've gone to A, they've seen that fake. Even with the orb being taken, this could very easily be a fake. Oh, and actually it is. Fnatic will just make a bit of noise. Look elsewhere. They've caught the push. They found the space taking, but this time Boaster doesn't win the duel.
No, and he has been somewhat of a lurk in the past. But now the time starts to become a real issue. Rotation from Kicks can get him back into the site. Paranoia is still available for Safe as well. Again, able to try and buy time. They're not in a bad position here at all, but the utility is going to make things that little bit more awkward. Denying the plant is not going to be easy, but Safe still going strong. A second for him already.
10 seconds left.
Fnatic are going to be getting that plant in, but now he can wait for the cavalry to arrive. There is a very real chance for Vitality in this round.
Oh, that shot as well onto Alpha, straight through the smoke. A big kill. They could double down even further. It's only Chronicle left. Just one man standing between them. He's already picked up the first, and he's on his way for the diffuser, but it's guarded by Destrian, who's got changing weapons, and the low HP makes it easy. Fnatic are on the board with a Red Bull clutch from Chronicle.
It's such a well-played round from Vitality. Like, it has to be said. Safe plays it to perfection. Constant repositions. Initial fight, falls back, has smokes to delay, wins another individual fight on the site. Spam through the smoke, couldn't have gone better. But Chronicle, and this is the thing, but whoever Fnatic seem to have, they have this depth of individual brilliance that can come out of nowhere. And well, all it took was 3 rounds for one of them to show what they've got.
I mean, he was fantastic on Lotus last time around, but that was a while ago.
Where's his Odin?
It will be coming out, I feel, eventually. With the way Vitality have been taking this space, they're actually very confident in this round just to leave the one player safe, alone on A. He's holding that control much deeper, and you've got to stack the rotations towards the left side of that mini-map, towards C. Spotting the turret outside, still online. There's the Killjoy. Okay, B lurk and C players, they know what's going on. Now they got to stop it.
So Darker had the showstopper there, but decides not to use it, just tries to almost seemingly make some sort of sneaky play through. Now bear in mind, because of how well Vitality did in the last round, even without the victory, they managed to put Boaster down to a pistol. So one of the guns is now gone within the C site, and Durka lost the showstopper in the process. That looks like a bit of a mistake from Fnatic's part. And now with 40 seconds left, well, it's Jake up to his old tricks again, TPing through. It's a surprise, but it's labored. Cinder will be alive on 2 HP. He just walked into the back. Oh no, that gives them a chance, but the fact is the cavalry has already arrived. Leo will be able to find one, putting things back into a competitive position again. The Fnatic players, when they're down and out, or seemingly so, they come alive, already spawning a player on the top of the site. Still
left.
somehow a chance in this scenario, but Safe stands strong once again. Vitality will bounce straight back and take themselves that lead a bit further.
A few big plays from Safe. Yeah, he's been able to get himself into that battle despite being on the other side of the map. And when you look at how this one went down, you know, thank God he was there on time. They can isolate one more fight, fade ultimate online, and then it really would be a nightmare.
Nice!
Luckily, Safe is Salah's boy. He's able to get that round, extend it up to a 3-1 lead, and leave Fnatic without a lot to fall back on economically. Those credits are low, so the weapons are weak.
Why has he got a Bucky?
With ult online.
Bucky FC returns, finally?
It could be. Long have we waited. And here we go. A chance for some plays of old to shine bright again. In goes the Boombot to find him. He's not going to chase, he is. He's gone in. He's cleared the corners. He's got himself some control. Boaster's fighting his own battles. His own demons miles away.
What?
They forced Alpha out of position, just somehow he wins that fight. And look at the value from the bookie. This close angle could be absolutely massive if they go towards it.
And Nightfall hasn't really connected onto anything. Some weird battles being taken. Fnatic taking 1v1s with much weaker. How has he got his second kill with a frenzy? And now Alpha's just styling on them. The trade coming out as well with the Stinger. This is not a round that Fnatic should even be competitive in. And, well, it looks won. It looks like the Vitality players are falling back, forced to save. It's ridiculous.
Well, we never would have seen this style of play if it wasn't for that bookie on Durka being able to seize close control. That's going to...
Oh, yeah, that was definitely the plan. We'll listen Durka in with the Bucky.
They've lost the Bucky, Tom.
Oh, no. And then Alfia would kill 2 people with a frenzy, one of them at range.
I think that was the play, right after he's been cleared out of the corner.
What was his second kill?
By an
okay, it's a bit more reasonable. I don't think Kicks will see it that way, but...
I think he was stood on the same spot of ground for both of those kills, so he was his own Killjoy turret. Fair play. And it's good to see Alpha getting off to a fiery start like that, even with a frenzy in hand. You felt pretty confident seeing a 3-1 lead with low economy for Fnatic. 3-2. Fnatic right back in the game, and they've got ultis to play around. That showstopper that Dirk has had for 2 rounds.
Still didn't use it.
It's coming. It's on its way.
Maybe that'll be the flex. He just doesn't use it at all.
All game.
They have been farming orbs for it, so I would be a little bit frustrated. Now, one of the players they've struggled with so far has been Safe. He has caused Fnatic real issues with his repositioning, but also just individual skill, winning some of those 2v1 scenarios. The fact is, it's a good thing for Vitality that he's one of the players with a weapon. Viper's Pit available for Sender, but again, the way Fnatic play this attack is always patient. Maybe seeing if anybody's going to be going for some spams, and it seems like it's possible. Instead, though, they're going doubling back towards Sender, who does have one of the rifles.
It's a paranoia for Safe. This could be huge. There's the initiation. They're on their way through. Paranoia, but no peek. I thought that's where Sender was going to go swinging in to take the fight, but instead, it's used to delay. Yeah. Now he's pushed back. Is he going to use the ult? With a Guardian?
It's worth it.
Not the best. These players are trapped, stuck in a hovel, and trying to fight their way out. Leo's at least done well. They've managed to punch through towards the A site, but they know Safe is still there. They know there's players on site, and they've only got 30 seconds to make a decision. There's that decision made. Finally, Viper's Pit comes into play from Chronicle, but remember, Sender has his own. He could try to pit back through this and make it a very awkward fight for both teams.
The thing is, it's the other side that will be more of a problem. There's actually access back into the site for the remaining defenders. A lot of this will be onto Alpha. If they clear him, it could get awkward, but never mind. Leo goes facing outside. Chronicle taking a little bit of damage, but that's his own teammate's molly. If anything, it just gives away a position he's not even going to be in. And now, with just one man standing Safe again, he just has to back off. There wasn't really an avenue back into the site. Fnatic, they are going to be able to convert this round, and unfortunately for Vitality, again, it's closer than maybe it should have been with the weaponry they have, but it is still going to be 3-3.
Oh, you'd like Alpha to live. And as we can see from the kill feed, he did not. A rifle lost. Another reinvestment for Fnatic. I think that's sort of housekeeping for the side of Vitality. Being able to flick between and then keep that economy nice and low. Grab a couple of kills. Even in the rounds you're losing, you're making it costly for Fnatic. That's how they want it to go. They can see by the economy that the effect, it's not going to be felt in this round, but it will if Fnatic lose this. He'll give a streak to Vitality. Or Dirk could buy a Bucky and win anyways.
A constant fight.
I'll find you.
For this A side. Something that Vitality were constantly pressuring in their defensive side last time out.
Careful.
Sender did a fantastic job on their attack as well of holding onto this position and making aggressive pushes awkward. Also played a lot in towards this A site. He was just firing mollies and mowing people down with an Odin as they tried to run through it. Seems like they've switched things up a little bit for their defense of last time. Paranoia going to be going in onto Safe, looking to put the pressure in. There goes that showstopper. He's made it into the side, but it doesn't matter. Bosa's already got the kill.
Yeah, again, we've seen this ult many times even today used just for that space taking, and that's exactly what it's doing. Crowd controlling this squad back and putting them on the back foot in any fight that they do take as the rest of the teammates spill in, guns ablazing. Sender still has that Viper ulti online, but the pit is hard to bring into play. in this sort of scenario. Oh, Sender, good idea of where these players are. Flash through as we emerge from a different wall. It's the A site. That's quickly denied. No control for Vitality around there, and Sender's going to take his pit home. At least he's going to try to. Those steps are already heard. Dirk is close. He's got a buddy with him. Sender might be able to cut through both. If he does, he can save this weapon. But unfortunately, it's Leo on the other side. 4 rounds now for Fnatic, and the lead is in their hand. A slow path to recovery. Vitality haven't made it easy, but the pendulum swinging the other way.
Yeah, I do still feel like that round with the Bucky, the Stinger, and the Frenzy might be something that kind of captures them in the back of their minds of like, that was a real opportunity for them to get clear in the early stages of this defensive side, and letting that one slip, giving Fnatic a little bit of an extra boost financially, and also just in terms of the scoreline, might come back to haunt them. Nonetheless, still a very long way to go in this map. Unfortunately for Vitality, that was sort of the last-ditch effort in terms of their economy. As you said, few ults online, so if this one gets a little bit close, it could be problematic. The Haunt, filthy spot, just catching out Runner. But again, after a lot of early C pushes, it seems like Fnatic have decided, okay, back to business, back to A. Let's take this control early in every single round. And each time, they're just farming the orb for Durka as well.
There's a bit of an early shift from Vitality. We've seen this before with C being left very wide open. Obviously much more willing to make this play when you've got pistols, mostly sheriffs to work with. Trying to play the numbers advantage. The A site will have the backup for now as they've seen the door open, the Viper wall go up. But there's no movement from Fnatic, not just yet. They're looking for a reaction, response. There's a flash. They know Sky is here.
Have the spike.
They're going to try to find a bit more information by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Face your fear!
Oh, I thought he was going to go through first, but instead it's right from the back. So they don't see any of these players.
It definitely makes things a bit misleading, but after already seeing so much off the back, that's the same Haunt they used just a couple of rounds ago. Up on the corner, gets them so much information. Nade doing work. The snake bite was sublime. And what was looking like a possibility. Leo just didn't get that kill, by the way.
Clean from Leo.
He didn't even get it.
Suppressing fire, you know, just make his aim a little shaky. That's make him worried.
Now, you know what? That's a great teammate, because he was like, you know what, Durka's at the bottom of the board. I'll act as a distraction so that he can get the kill.
Leo does not mess around when it comes to the support role.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
He is willing to lead with his utility.
It might
He'll
not
put
give
his
him
body
an
on
assist,
the line.
but he's willing to do it.
But he but that's it. Stats don't lie. But here they do. That is an assist. Well done. Well done, Leo. Yes. Big smile on his face. Happy to help. 5-3. Yeah, a really nice recovery from Fnatic. It's been 4 rounds in a row, and this is the problem. Once they get the ball rolling, finding solutions is a very difficult thing. Boaster solo playing this side of the map and keeping 3 players. Usually Vitality have taken this as 3 and then just rotated, leaving Safe alone. Instead, it's bought them that extra 20-second window. Now they're destroying some utility on B, and for Vitality, this is just an uncomfortable start to the round as they get little bits of map control contested and taken away from them, but they're filling in to spill the gaps. And
Watching here.
We saw something similar from Boo, where he would get this control quite regularly versus Carmine Corp.
yeah.
The difference is Fnatic have been much more willing to fight for this, so I feel like Safe will be much quicker to fall off. This time out, though, it's perfect, because they've got 3 players dedicated in, and Fnatic haven't actually fought for that controller tool, so they can let this stack stick around.
But Safe having ultimate as well, you know, he doesn't really need to fall back from Rubble. He can keep this aggressive control and use that as a get out of jail free, or use it to rotate when the push eventually does come through. So no need for Vitality to shift from this 3-man setup on C, and they've made the right call. There is so much presence here from the side of Fnatic. 30 seconds left. If they're going to go somewhere, that door needs to open now, and it looks like that window is closing, and they've taken it just in time, straight through the door, straight through B, and a TP used up by Boaster as well to get control over towards A. Nice shot onto Durka. He's dropped, but Spike making its way in now as a lockdown comes into play. The time's going to be a little tight, but they're getting it and getting out. How do they defend it from far away? I didn't see any nanos thrown down on it. This Spike could be cut in half.
Yeah, Boaster has to do quite a lot here. The rest of the team slowly making their way in, and actually, I think Alpha's just denied it.
He did.
Sender's gone down. There wasn't any cover
Not even
from
half.
one of the main angles. That seems like a bit of a misstep. The fact is, though, they still have a smoke, but now every single member of Fnatic has a keen eye on that Spike. Destrian still unable to help out with the defense of the player defusing, and while from that point onwards there was nothing they can do, it was looking shaky for Fnatic, but I'll be honest, they made that look kind of easy.
They did. And you know, it's curious because the way that started out, I felt like it could have flipped either way. The fact that there's no smoke on the defuse first time around, big error from them.
How does Durka hit that?
Look at that. I mean, that's insane. I don't know, maybe the smoke was refreshing. I'm going to give Safe the benefit of the doubt. Add to that the fact that maybe he has to be taking that fight on the Boaster to cover the angle, so there's just no time. But that is an oversight that here cost them a lot.
I'm also kind of surprised that if one player's defusing, it looked like Destrium wasn't holding. He's actually over towards the C side. So maybe just after a pause, kind of expecting some sort of aggression somewhere. So you guys go that way. I've got this side of the map.
Yeah, you know, we've seen again.
He does. Destrium's dead immediately. He jiggle jump peeked that, and he just caught him out of the sky.
Pure chaos on this choke point as well towards A. It's going towards Vitality to start with, but these players are caught out, pushed up, and now the numbers advantage in the duel, 3 versus 1, as Runner goes down, leaving Sender alone in the 3 versus 1 of the round. At least he's got a Viper pit to play with. You know, I feel like I've said that for a couple rounds now. And again, the issue is going to be getting into position to use it. Now, he has his wall down, but it's not in the best of positions. As you can see, Alpha was already well in front of it.
That was like a blink and you made it. Was like Alpha went, let me just shoot a shot while I'm just running away. Like, it's disgusting how quick he is. And that's the thing. I genuinely think that from what I could see on the map, Destrium just did the classic, I'm just going to jump, peek, and go back out.
Oh,
yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. That's what you get. Do we have his last kill as well? Was it as quick? I don't know if it was, but it seemed...
Okay. You know, I thought Alpha was already ahead of the wall, but no, he just walked straight through it. That nade is good, but not good enough. 67 health left on Boaster, and Runner is out of the round. I mean, it only got himself to blame. That was his nade.
Sure. I guess maybe
he known exactly where he shrouded step to.
I thought maybe he'd probably move a little bit from the nade or something. No, just it's the headshot him as he goes around the corner.
Reasonable.
Just as reasonable as getting owned by Alfie. Surprisingly, they didn't jump peek C that round. They did, however, try and peek B.
Destrium again.
Safe has done well, but it's not enough. The trading from Fnatic has been sublime, and it is Sender trying to clutch this one out. Currently vulnerable. They know exactly where he is, and the spike's already made it to the site. But Leo, I think he's just going for the kill at this point. It just knows, you know, I don't even need to risk this. Let's just wait for the cover of my team. This time he gets him, though. That's the kill that gives him maybe a chance. They've used Nightfall just on him. And it doesn't connect.
Oh, he's looking the wrong way. That double swing is about to come through. Before it even can, Leo catches the angle. 8 rounds for the side of Fnatic. The attacking side. It is their map pick, granted, and clearly they've come in with an idea. I know I heard our desk talking about it a little bit, the fact that the opening matchup, we saw Vitality play Lotus, and you wonder how much have they investigated that. Again, it's the same play. He jumped peeked C, got caught on the elbow. Then he goes, I'll check B this round so he doesn't get me, and he's there.
I will say, like, in the nerd in me, every time I see that little zoom thing comes up, cool. It just makes me happy.
I'm so glad they showed it to us in rehearsals. If they didn't, I couldn't control my language.
You'd be doing
on the
like a little giddy laugh, wouldn't you?
It was so cool. Still is.
It is.
But 8-3. As we said, Fnatic have been looking good now. I don't know if you guys know this. Sender actually has a Viper's Pit online. So
what?
Yeah. He got that online, you know, 6 rounds ago.
2 days ago.
He hasn't used it yet. But now, maybe not the best idea either, because Durka is coming in with a showstopper. And he has a way of rooting players out of that. Finally, the punish on Alpha.
That's a big start because he has been causing them real issues. The problem is, okay, the one good thing about having that Viper's Pit here is they can use it to waterfall their way back through. The problem with it is where Boaster is currently playing. He's so aggressive that you can't even really use the Viper's Pit to waterfall out. That's the plan. And you know what? Sender's done well. It'll give them that extra bit of space. It'll clear out that back corner as well because the Fnatic players can't afford to sit there. Safe wrapping round timing is absolutely everything. Showstopper, he could get multiple kills. Instead, Safe's come from behind. He saved the players of Vitality and maybe just the round. Boaster still sitting back, manages to find himself one, and now he's the only one left standing. Just gonna try and go for the diffuser, but Vitality have done well. The full retake works out just about, and they will have themselves their 4th round after a 7-round hiatus.
8-4 at the half. Look, considering how we started here, Tom, it's not the best. It was 3-1 at a certain point, and that point was quite a while ago.
Safe is 17-7.
It's crazy.
He's also said in interviews that he thought he was meant to be a duelist, so I feel like he just plays everyone, if I'm being brutally honest.
That's safe. That's safe. Wait, look, there's a lot of value to be cleaved from having players like that who will just say, what is it on this map? What do we need on this map? That's what I want to play.
Or more so just like playing with people. A bit like Angel. Just tells you whatever he thinks is funny at the time.
If I was to give advice to someone getting into the game, I'd say don't play like Angel. That would be the first thing I'd say, because you don't have his teammates. And, well, Coaster doesn't have many teammates now because they've already lost Dirk and Chronicles. Pistol off to a flying start for Vitality. It's been a lifeline in this series, having the first one under their belt. We'll see if they can do the same here on the attack with a 4 versus 2. And an easy seize on Boaster. He had nowhere to go. Stunned up and gunned up. Leo, 74 health, 1v4. Good luck.
If there was any man, it would be this one.
Or Chronicle.
I've watched this man 1v5 with a Sheriff. I can't choose anyone else. But even still, this would have to be an absolute...
It's clean.
But that's one. That's one. He's got a few more to go. A little bit wary of the flank, but the time is the main problem. He might be able to kill off every single member, but I think the clock will do the job at this point. Even throwing a nade onto the spike. It's another instant headshot, but Safe will survive, and Kix is going to make sure it doesn't go any further. Controlled from Vitality. Didn't give him a chance. Now they get the rewards. A potential 2nd round conversion for the 2nd time. And a chance to build into this attack hub, which, as we've said, like, we've seen teams improve on the defensive side of this map, but ultimately we do still lean it in the attacker's favor.
Not that scary.
And also lean it in the favor of players or teams who win both pistols. Big advantage to have, and you can see why. Even in a game where the buy rounds haven't worked, where Fnatic have found such a heavy streak of rounds, you're right back in the game, at least possibly. They can't come in and lose this round. Damage was done, but now I'm not so worried. Very quick kills from the side of Vitality. They should be able to retrieve that spike, and unless Leo's Classic has got a little bit of an upgrade to it, I think this one should be very much dead and
Somehow
buried.
I still believe he's going to do something.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
For a second there, Safe almost fell, but yeah, both are very far away. Hoping they would double back, but instead they seem like they're firmly set on heading their way into the C site. An almost inevitable conclusion of this round being that Vitality will get themselves into just a 2-round deficit. And going in with the bonus, that's the thing. If they can keep these 3 rifles up, still have the potential to buy up a couple more, they could be coming in with a really solid bonus. So if anything, they just don't want to lose anybody else, which is exactly what they would do.
Nice controlled one for Vitality. Plenty more to come. And look, for this attacking side, now they get to set the pace up against Fnatic. This is going to be a really interesting round with the bonuses, with the Bulldogs in play, the Guardian as well, the Light Shields. The only thing I want to see from Fnatic is an Outlaw. A lot of Light Shields, man. A lot of Light Shields.
Yeah, but they can't tell that, right? Oh, okay. Have you been feeding them information? I think...
Got my WhatsApp open,
clearly, Mitch needs to be investigated, but... Okay. Sender going for some spams.
He's doing the Chronicle.
Did a...
Here.
Maybe a nick of damage? No, I think that's actually coming off the
Screen down.
Viper screen. Again, it's patient stuff coming out from Vitality. It's the same as what we've expected. Smoke going down, maybe hoping to try and destroy some of that utility. They will do just that. Even still, though, falling back. In the meantime, though, Boaster has gone aggressively pushing up. It's exactly the same as what we saw from Safe in the first half. Having that TP to get yourself out of there will help out quite a bit. Still has another smoke available if he wants to use it, but this time I think he might just have to escape.
Cover going out.
Yeah, the smoke down just to make it a bit more annoying, but in actual fact, this rotation could benefit them. It's definitely towards the C side from what we're seeing.
Toxins
Viper
going
wall
up.
in play for B and A. It's not going to be helping out. I'm not sure where the toxins are at for Chronicle, but I didn't see the wall go up, so Orb should be in play for this. Snake bite down, that's going to catch a few on the way through. Good damage done. Alpha at least good for one, and the backup is now on the site. Spray down from Chronicle. He's forced back into the smoke. His teammate dropped. I don't know if he can go for this anymore. Probably has to wait for a teammate. Spam just to try to deal the damage, but it's not happening. That's planted now, secured for Vitality. They can't really get out of the site. The only issue, the smoke isn't online for safe just yet to help them on cross, but they'll stack up, take these fights together, and look to push it across the line. It's Chronicle up close that has to win that opening fight. Now, there's too many players. Way too many with Kicks picking up 4.
Yeah, huge round from him. Really good take onto the site as well, being able to clear out Althea without too much difficulty, which is normally not an easy thing to do. And they've managed to convert that bonus round as well. That's the big thing about it. Getting themselves that little boost in. The only thing I will remind you of is they kind of managed to do that. Well, they won, I think it was round 4, and then they ended...
You're denying Rays coming up, Neon sliding into the corner, things like that. Omen's a little bit more annoying for that. But Sender, well, he don't give a damn. He said if your Omen steps out, I'll tag him up, and Chronicle can't even spot the corner. He's losing HP now. Obviously, it looks worse than it is initially due to that Viper wall, but he still gets tagged up pretty decently. 86. If he stood in that angle a second or two longer, he was gone.
Oh, it seems like they pinged on to Boaster. I think they know that he's there. And actually, the rest of Fnatic have started to make moves in this direction. This is the thing, though. It's the same with Vitality's attack size. If you watch them on Sunset, they're very happy to hit the brakes. Very controlled, not over-aggressive. And it seems like Sender has a real chokehold on this team in terms of taking their time. Like, he is making sure that they're meticulous in checking every single one of those angles. And they might just be about to reap the rewards. As of right now, the C site is completely empty. Just the alarm bot of Alpha to stop them, and doesn't even look like they're going to take the orb. They just want to get into that site.
It's not like there's a lot to deny them there. It's certainly going to be an easy way in. And holding on to it with the pistols. Oh no! Oh no! Leo's in the corner! He's not getting out of that corner, granted, but the damage is already done. Now Paranoia through. Kicks trying to hold tight. Well, the Seekers go out, but 12 seconds left. 12 seconds, that has to be planted here and now. Kicks can't even get to the side. He's trying to jump up. He's missed the jump. 6 seconds, and he's down. 5 seconds, 4, and time is gone. They need to kill them. Fnatic are running for the hills, and they've won it. Playing against Fnatic is hard, but Vitality got beaten by the clock.
That's such a mistake. That's such a mistake. It seemed like they almost just forgot that they had to plant the spike.
And there's a safe place to plant the spike now.
Yeah, they could just go back round.
They can't spam you. They can't do anything.
It's just an error. Got 2 tunnel visioned in on fighting the players. The same with the angle to begin with. Just 2 players going down just for not checking a corner. That's such a simple mistake. And while for Boaster, he's almost just going to be laughing his way to the bank. That is the second time that Vitality have had the chance to take the lead and build on a lead, and they've lost it to an eco.
And we point to so many players on Fnatic as being strong individuals. Boaster, 3 kills with a Sheriff in that round, buying so much time for his squad. Well played across the board. The rewards certainly reaped. As Fnatic on the defensive side, early on using some ultis to try and deny this B site. You can see why. Once that Viper's Pit comes up, it's so difficult to deal with it. And I'm curious to see what plans they have for getting back in there. There's so much utility used already.
Tried to deny the plant for as long as possible. A change of pace of Vitality. I said they've been slow thus far. Paranoia through. The spam's not bad, but safe has got his teammates back. Runner also dropping Leo. This makes it look incredibly unlikely that there'll be a way back into this one for Fnatic. Nurk will try his best. Already won. Alpha, he's just found 2 within. Still, the Viper's Pit. Still, but Alpha's just going manic, taking over. Now Sender tries to do it all on his own, gets above the pit. He's throwing a snake bite down to delay them at least a little bit, but the time is not even remotely close to being enough. I don't know how Alpha manages to pull off rounds like this, but I feel silly for being surprised.
That's it, man. At a certain point, it's our fault for not expecting it. I was with you. That look down and out, fighting back into a Viper's pit can be so difficult. And I was even going to say, you know what, in a round like this, Tom, they get on site, they plant, they pit. It is what it is. Come on.
Okay, you can't even really blame them for that. It's like the first player, sure. The fact he quickly transfers to the second player and then gets a third, like, it must be nice to be a Fnatic fan, you know?
This guy's insane. This whole roster is insane, to be fair, but like Dirk is on the bottom of the scoreboard and they're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Like, most teams, your duelist goes missing. Hell, we saw the Liquid game. You know what happens. It gets damn tough to even put up half the rounds. Oh, you're gone. Good night. Never mind.
He got seized. He got seized by Leo. I think that literally might have been the difference. He would have got that a little bit further. Chronicles brought that Odin back in, but again, they've got themselves the afterplan. This time they've left Destrian in the backlines. Looking to try and hold them back, but also this time, Fnatic have themselves a lockdown. The remaining players can't really do too much about it, patiently waiting to see if there's aggression. Durka now goes down to safe. They pushed all the way back through, and just trying to deny a little bit more. Sender has thrown in some utility, but him being detained won't change too much.
Reflash, they're trying to put that presence on side as Vitality retake control over the side. They've got that off angle to fight from. No diffuse possible. Denied completely. Vitality right back on the board. And it looked like they were calm, cool, and collected under pressure there because that came down to the wire.
I really like the reposition because that's the thing. A lot of teams, when they're having to leave because of the lockdown, would just, I'm outside the lockdown, I'll wait, and then I go back to where I was. That was not what Vitality were doing. They realized, okay, we've got players coming in towards Broken Door. Let's wrap back around, fight those players first, and then we'll head back in. So they used the time better. They also made sure nobody could get on the defusal by Sender taking a risk, getting detained, but putting a snake bite on the spike just beforehand. So I think they played that post-farm really, really well.
Clinical play from the Vitality squad. Not a lot to work with in terms of ult economy. But for the Fnatic side, that showstopper from Durka, it could help them fight back into a site. And a lot of the difficulty has been holding on in the first place. Vitality have got boots on the ground whenever they want. I think they're pushing and pulling the map decently well. Right now, presence across. It looks like a shift towards C. The success on C site has been questionable at times. That's why they're not going for it. Slowing it down. That was a wild spam. Straight through. He's caught Sender. I don't know if he saw anything to give it away.
The thing is with Chronicle, it might just genuinely, like, this man knows the inside and out of every monitor on the planet, so it might just be the most ridiculous thing that gave it away. Boaster is going to find one with the judge after a massively successful round. Vitality have 40 seconds to try and turn this one on its head.
Cover going out.
Outside the site. You already see Chronicles like, I don't need to fight this anymore. We got a showstopper for the retake.
30 seconds
they
left.
don't have anything to really help them in this afterplan. He's just trying to make sure that any re-aggression is going to be met
Spike planted
by him.
there.
For now, though, you can see the rotation of the remainder. I feel like the one player that might be able to do a little bit of extra damage is going to be safe. He's been fantastic thus far, but also has a slightly more aggressive position. The fact is, though, Mitch, Fnatic are all coming from the same spot.
Yeah, oh, they're looking to death ball it like we've seen many times before, using Durka's showstopper to clear out the space that's already being taken with just safe, but insult to injury as the final rocket lands right at his feet. That's 11 rounds for Fnatic. 2 more to close this map out. This is their pick. They looked very good on their attack side. They streaked together, what, 6, 7 rounds? And now they're almost at the end of it. And it was indeed a wild spam straight through the wall. Of course it was. This is a man who likes to wall bang with Odins. You don't think, or you think he's above just spraying down angles? Playing the roulette wheel? No, no, no.
He'll tell
Every
you,
time.
he'll be like something like, it's like, oh no, the wind was blowing a certain way, and because of that, I knew exactly where he was standing. Like, trust me, nothing Chronicle does is random. That's what I've learned.
And for Vitality, it's time to show up. Next map up is Ascent. They want this one to be close. And already, we're seeing a blitz out from this attacking side. They've come out of the pause punchy as they look to take control over A main. The site, though, well, it's very much secure. Plenty of utility to keep them back. The smoke, and of course, Chronicle waiting to see whether he wants to use this Viper's Pit. this could send them running the other way, but on a map like this, there's plenty of ways to shift direction.
Yeah, I think the main reason he hasn't used it is because of that. Because he heard them taking the orb, there's still that doubt of whether they're actually going to head in this direction yet, and doesn't want to just throw the ult out for no reason, especially because they could very easily surround him on that A site from either side. 3 players from Fnatic now sit within B. After hearing the door broken, their expectations, Runner in a decent position, but now they do head back towards Chronicle, and he's moved completely. Just finding that opener.
Good shot from Durka as well. Fnatic certainly got some fight left to them. That pit, though, not going to be baited out just yet. They know they've got plenty of time with angles like that held by Boaster. And he's safe, far, far away from that lockdown. That now, okay, it might get them to the site, but the counter pit to fight back in, the utility they'll have on their way through. Poison Orb still up for Chronicle. They need something more, and I understand then why you see this aggression from Sender. Great kill, but he's down to 11 HP. The price was paid in the end.
Still, at least made this round look plausible. Door being tapped, but it is being watched by Destrian. Timing on this is going to be everything. If he gets this kill, it's plausible now. Possible, in fact, for them to get this one through. Sender is just going to try and play within it. Perfectly timed onto Boaster. And looking for the kill onto Leo. He's still standing, though. I think he might have got the information wrong about how low Destrian is and is almost caught switching on the way back. Vitality, win a 2v4 clutch, a huge round for them to take. And one that, well, Fnatic might be kicking themselves.
Oh, you have to commend Sender for going out to try and find that extra player. If he doesn't do that, this round does not go their way. Not with that pit online. Not with the fact that they can use an orb to block off an angle, close the space, get the pit down, defuse, and it's done. We've seen those rounds a million times, but that right there changed the course of this altogether. The team had to worry about taking other angles, about clearing out. They split up. Sender was able to buy them all the space they needed. Gorgeous stuff.
And he's another one of the sort of new look. Oh.
Well, got one round where everything goes your way. You pay for it.
It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Like, it's just the perfect time to spam. But what I was going to say is he's one of the new look IGLs that still just seems to be up there in the fragging department. Like, we've hyped up Boo, also fellow Lithuanian in that, but Sender really is just, he's up there. 19 kills, only man above him is safe. Well, Kicks, learning what it's like to play against Fnatic. They just wrecked at the beginning of the round. It hasn't changed the setup either. Slow walking in towards, still with the chance to go back, but with safe TPing in, not so sure that's an option, and straight through the poison orb. Runner has died as well. That's the second kill straight through smoke. Oh. A little bit of karma, but no!
Oh! Get your gun out, Boaster, it's all right! In the end, he got there. And that's all we're going to remember about this round. Another chance as well. He's got the stinger. He knows there's a player there.
30 seconds
Doesn't
left.
want the upgrade. Not willing to step out of his corner to get it. Just holding the control, boxing him in, and closing the lid. 12-9 for Fnatic. And they've gotten away with another now on map point. Despite a very strong fight being put up by Vitality, they now need 3 in a row.
What a timing. It's just ridiculous. Like, okay, the smoke actually went up just afterwards. I thought he'd done 2 straight through, but even still, just alpha things. I imagine that was a surprise of Boaster's life. Just like, oh, hello. Check your corners, guys. Check your corners. 12-9. Fnatic, it might not have been the cleanest Valorant we've ever seen, but they are still looking like they're going to get the same result. Runner. All online alongside Kicks. A decent combo. You can get the information, then the showstopper can clear you out, but look at the difference. Think about how aggressive Alpha was last round. He was up, taking a random shot into the dark to try and get a kill. This time, he's at the back of the site. And it's because he knows what ults they have, and he does not want to face him.
It's worked out very nicely. Avoided the ult, baited it out early. Fnatic have their own to play back in with a Viper's Pit. And this isn't a site where it's very easy to play aggressive. Durka's down, Boaster in trouble now. Isolated and dealt with. Viper's Pit definitely going to be needed to recover this round. But again, the problem is denying the space for him to put it down is very difficult to actually do. Chronicle can just get a couple steps closer or another bullet through. Kix is on 5 health. If he even had a snake bite here, it could change the game. But they've delayed quite a bit of time now on the side of Vitality. And with still 5 players left, are Fnatic going to go for this?
I'd be surprised. They're not in the best position financially, but I guess they care more about taking weapons away. It wasn't really about getting out of there with a victory. It was more making sure their opponents didn't get out of there with guns. But with 2 guns being saved and 3 players, 4 players, I think, even with the ability to buy, it's not too much of a problem for Fnatic. I also don't think it's done that much damage to Vitality, though. They'll still be able to purchase him with the next round. The thing that worries me a bit for them is ults. Viper's Pit not too far, lockdown as well, but the Showstopper and the Seekers were utilized there just to get into the site.
Well, I think the Fnatic fans want Vitality to have 1 more round so we can get all of the rounds in regulation. Things I love to see. Or maybe they want Fnatic to take it. At 12-10, it's, well, they've got their choice of rounds to go for. We'll probably see a save if things do go a little bit awry, but considering the fact that Alpha and will have the ults, yeah, it's used very early on. I guess, again, noise is being heard outside of C, so why not?
It's more so, just look at the presence they've already taken over the A site. They have been going in this direction. It's been C or B, so they put Alfia, just the human turret, to defend the B site. Quick rotations with how deep they are on A. And then just, okay, Chronicle, you just lock that off, and this is what I mean, just an instant kill immediately. Good trade, though. The C's holding them back at least a little bit more, and Leo not wanting to overcommit. Here goes Runner, just to take that initial space, get them in towards that site. Now, the rest of the players yet to really get into position. Dirk is hoping for a miracle. He's seen what Alpha's been cooking and tries to do a little bit more himself. And with the lockdown in, that was after taking an orb and a kill. They've got a good opportunity. It's just perfect, though. Vitality landing every single shot. And as you mentioned, do they now save?
You'd almost think so, yeah. Those credits are too low. 2 players carrying rifles could give them a real fighting chance in the next. There's no real chance they end up taking this one. Shrouded Step was heard. They've heard those steps as well. Kix had already pushed up close. They know where Boaster is. The impact of dropping this rifle, it could buy them an overtime. And there it is, another kill with just Chronicle seemingly quite safe on the other side of the map. There will be weaknesses potentially be found on that Fnatic side. They've used up their Viper's Pit as well. Vitality seem to have done a lot of the hard work. Now they've just got to tip that last domino, the one that was missed, push us to an overtime, and this map can still be theirs.
Yeah, I like the fact as well, the last few rounds have been a lot more direct. Back to basics, just playing as a unit. I think that's where Vitality have played some of their best. Valorant is just playing off of each other. My only worry, though, Fnatic have done some of their best work in this game with...
That's what they deliver every single time, but Alma, you know, the good thing...
for Devad to start tweeting the skeletons. That's when you know it's been a stressful day.
But the thing is, Alma Putty, they get there in the end. Almost every single time, they get there in the end. For Vitality, they've got to be that roadblock, stopping them here.
1 round to head to overtime. Viper's Pit already secured. As said, the last few rounds, it's been a slow start, but then a fairly direct response early. And a lot of information garnered.
4 players.
But at the same time, surely Vitality will just grind to a halt. Wait this ultimate out. It's been used so early in the round that likely won't have too much of an effect. Still a couple of players on B. It's been a common theme with Vitality to make that move back to the B site. But it does seem like Leo and Chronicle are going to be the ones coming under pressure.
That paranoia has pushed them back. That might buy the space for the ultimate to go down. The Viper's Pit on its way to help out on site. It'll be needed. A spray through, though. Damage being done. It's close. Kix was almost down, but he'll get the spike in. Time now, not an issue for the side of Vitality. But one big issue is the fact that there's a lockdown in play. And Alpha's just put that in. So they cannot sit inside the Viper's Pit. And in fact, they need to go very far away.
The thing is, I feel like the plan has been set up so that they can spam from afar. I think there were expectations that they were there. He tries to hold on just to make sure that that spike stays protected and they can spam from afar. Even with the Odin, it's Kicks to find a couple, leaving just Chronicle remaining. They know exactly where he is. Sender even looking to chase him down. 1 HP, obviously. From everything that's gone on, it doesn't matter. The time has gone. It's a perfect round from Vitality. And okay, sure, they'll lose a man at the end, but they ain't gonna care. Heading us through onto overtime. And a really nice adaptation from them. A switch of plant spot, which basically won them the round.
It's like an alt Ragnarok. The Odin saved the day. I'm happy to see that. 3 quick kills on the spray through. And one of the big dangers when you're playing inside that Viper's Pit is the Odin. And the Tracer is one thing, but on such a tight angle, you ain't firing back at that. Just look. It's so damn easy. Ping it up, spray it up, have your teammates cover your sides. He is so smart. He's so goddamn smart. A beautiful play, and also to stay detained inside the pit.
And you're going to insta-kill anybody anywhere near it. So that Viper's Pit plays a crucial part. Fnatic, though, back to the bread and butter. Onto the attack they go. This has been a showing of what Vitality can do. If they can take it over the line, they join an exclusive club with Loud. And it's a pretty good club to be in. As said, the only team to ever beat them on this map. So good they did it twice.
If you're a Fnatic fan, though, sit comfortable in that every other team's played games before. Fnatic are warming up.
Yeah, I think it's 15 wins to the 2 losses of Loud. Just to premise, if you're a Fnatic fan, you're probably feeling all right. Not a bad start, though, and not a bad player to take down. Alpha on the attack was devastating.
Taste of his own medicine with those opening duels alongside the operator. Oh, Sender just got caught. The TP throughs too much. Boaster, great play. He's around the corner faster than expected. And Kicks, well, he's going to be kicking himself after that one. So is safe. Vitality have fallen to pieces in this round. The attack side for Fnatic looks good, but we've seen the 2v4 clutches. We've seen this one out by the weaker numbers for Runner and Destrian. Good players to have in this scenario, but Runner's got the op. He needs someone to swing. He needs someone to give him the advantage, and I just don't see how he's going to get that.
It seems impossible. The only piece of utility they have, and the second it leaves his hand, a bullet flies right back. Destrian trying to do something here, but it will be Fnatic to convert the round. Right back onto that attack, right back to success for Fnatic, but both teams were dominant on their attacking side, so no surprise. The Vitality now going back onto that favored position. We might just be able to turn it once again.
Well, that's it, another chance to try and recover this. Now both attacking sides have been pretty proactive, especially in default, or in the regular rounds, regulation. They've been big fans of farming up those orbs, of taking control. I wonder if we'll see that here again. Snakebite down, and that's going to isolate Runner. If he didn't have a teammate who's a little bit insane. Safe has gone Shrouded stepping through the wall to take a very aggressive spot.
They've instantly broken the door. Clearly Fnatic realizing that they want to fight this A site, so they're just stacking it up. Only Alpha on the other side of the map. The paranoia is sublime. They're just going to go swinging up the back of it. It is a complete mow down of the players of Vitality, and only Destrian stands in their way. Their record lives to fight another day. Only Loud has ever beaten Fnatic on this map, and only Loud will still have beaten. I'll be honest, I do think going into a map like an Ascent, it was a decent map last year, but of all the maps, I feel like it was where teams had opportunities to do some damage versus Fnatic, so I don't mind the choice of it for Vitality. I also like the roles that they've got for this one, but we'll have to talk about that later because Runner is already straight in towards the site. Leo under pressure. He does have a little bit of support coming in already, but he's got to try and do the heavy lifting himself and is left completely blind, praying for a bullet to connect. Boaster has managed to already make his way out into the site. Flash not going to catch him. He'll dodge that one and take back the control, more importantly, to allow for this retake to begin.
Yeah, he got tagged up a little bit before that fight, but he's got the teammates now to try and back him up. Chronicle and Alpha, well, if your back's ever against the wall, these are two reliable players to pull you out of that bad situation. The time, though, not necessarily against Fnatic just yet. That spike still has not been planted, and they are taking their time. It's not like they're going to go to a different site. Instead, hoping that there's going to be, first of all, an option to get a kill. Secondly, that they can't get spammed and overwhelmed when they do plant. That's eventually come through. Now the time starts to tick away, and someone's got to be the first to take this fight, take the big risk. Fnatic, though, need to decide exactly how they want to divvy up this play. Not really, they don't seem to be worried about anybody coming behind, so I have to assume they know all 3 players are on that site right now. Otherwise, you'd expect at least them to check main, a turret to watch behind. And, well, either way, it doesn't quite matter where they think they're coming from.
Very quickly.
Kicks and the flicks. Nice shot.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up about this sort of, the way that this composition has come out, because obviously we're seeing Vitality switch roles quite a bit. Huge fan of Safe playing the KO. I think it gives him a little bit more space to be a bit more aggressive and show off that flair that we know he has. It's the one sort of initiator that I really feel like you can play as a quasi-duelist and take space for the team alongside Runner. Runner being back on the jet, obviously exciting, and I also think Destrian is fantastic when it comes to the way he sets up paranoias. That's something I want to look at throughout this, is how he's going to put those into place to make things that little bit more awkward. So I think that this is almost exactly where I'd like things to be. Obviously, Kicks is also a very good KO, so it could have gone either way with that, but for now, at least, Fnatic, well, they're not doing the best in the pistol rounds. 0-3. Not been able to get anything over the line in those. Vitality have clearly put the work in, but the problem they've had is normally Fnatic manage to get a cheeky response in a round they shouldn't. Otherwise, that first map very easily could have gone in their direction. Kicks is going to be looking for info to make sure they avoid a stack on this A site, which they might not do, because there are quite a few players there.
Still diving in, not deterred. On the side of Vitality, hearing lots of classics fire away, but they've got the firepower to fight right back. Lurker's going to use his dash to get out instead of further into the action. Cam on middle. I mean, it's a nasty spot from Sender. He can manage to find a kill or 2 here.
How has Durka got 2? Like, he's just gone back into the site almost alone, manages 2 kills. Now they've cleared out Sender. This is the problem they had in the last map, was just unable to play against rounds where they should be winning them easily. Chronicle also setting up, he has a flash and a fragment to play with. They've got a dart as well to try and reveal these players. They're being forced forward! And this was almost a full eco! Fnatic had basically nothing!
Not only that, Vitality had their bases very much covered. Late lurk on mid, Cam to watch the walkout. You play up through short, that's enough disruption to probably win the round.
Like, look at Durka there. They had the majority of players fighting in mid, as you said. Durka basically goes into the site on his own and gets 2 kills with a classic.
With a classic. And
he's just giggling to himself, of course he is.
The best part is he uses the dash at the start, doesn't get any options, dashes back. Now he's just a dude with a classic. He's not even Jet anymore, and he still just walks out and grabs a double. That's just Durka things. And considering the fact that last map was tough, did he finish? He did finish bottom of the server.
He's gone up in round 3.
This is confidence if ever I've seen it. And I like that. An immediate bounce back. We talked about how most teams, when you've got a duelist that's not showing up like that, especially someone like Durka who's been so consistent. Nice shock dart. You're going to end up in a pretty bad spot where your team just gets demolished most of the time. That's what we've seen from teams time and time again. The one thing they have on Fnatic is the ability to fall back on not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 players. There's always someone else who can pick up that flag and run it back to home base.
And luckily, the team that Vitality have been building over the last few months also fit that bill. They've got a lot of depth. Yeah, Kicks probably a little bit frustrated with that drone. Again, Chronicle's timing, it's always perfect. It always seems to be. Now, the investment here from Vitality is a hero rifle. A little bit of extra cash because 2 players didn't buy. He's got the light shields. Going to try and do some damage here. Counter paranoias, the fragment, and Sender takes the bullet. A Runner is the one to go in, and his teammate falls instead. The rifle has also been dropped to the deck as well. Safe going to try and retrieve it, and will do just that. They are now starting to run out of time, and you have to bear in mind, that is where the spike is. The spike was on the short push. They even know that there's players coming in from A main as well, and they don't have anything to play with. Chronicle looking to ace it, but Leo will steal that one away.
Replay of Chronicle's kills there, because I'm pretty sure on the 4th one, he also hit a shot through the wall. I mean, the guy is playing, just like the round and the Luthia, flawless. Every single one of his shots found its mark. I want to see this in the replay, because that's just insanely unlucky that he follows the jet. That's a headshot. That's not.
What were you saying?
It was actually Leo, I think, that got a headshot through a wall. Not on kicks, but actually on one of the other players. You see how he just shoots him once and he dies? I thought it was him first. I saw the head flick up. Either way, 4 kills isn't bad for Chronicle. He's on his way towards his ultimate, and most importantly, they've claimed a very valuable upset early on. Vitality won the pistol, and they've been put 2-1 down.
It's now the 3rd and counting of rounds that Vitality 100% should have won and have lost to a low buy. That was definitely the lowest of the buys. Durka still going hunting, but look at the split. This is actually fantastic from Vitality. A pacey move, completely caught off guard, and now Alpha is completely isolated. Shouldn't really be able to get anything done from here. Love the switch up in pace from Vitality. Bosa's looking to try and find the timing here. Actually, one player reloading there. There is an opportunity. He couldn't have got that better. He's hit the dink as well. A chance for him to take this one over the line. 64 HP.
Blinding.
Chronicle down, safe tagged. Kicks can't even really peek from this angle because he is so desperately low on HP. It'd be too much of a risk to get that spike plant without it. It seems like Boaster at least has a rough read. This is such a ratty position to be in. He's expecting them to go looking for him because of the risk for safe. Without that plant yet coming in, the flash over the top, it is going to catch Boaster completely blind. And it kind of gives away that Kicks has to be around this corner somewhere. The pop flash clearly used to get him back in. Is Boaster going to think about that close corner? He does not. And because of that, Kicks will be there to close out the round. A nice attempt from the Brit, but not this time.
Yeah, he took the option to try and let them beat themselves. Someone to step out wide, make a noise, make a mistake. It didn't happen. And at some point he did have to move because Kicks could easily have wrapped all the way back around. Interesting, as you said, change of pace from the side of Vitality that's worked wonders for them. And I think you see why. The second things slow down for a second and you try to move towards the site, someone's on you. And this time it was Boaster. Next time, who knows?
Durka's still going to go for that operator. Hasn't had the most success so far. Bear in mind his kills are currently only with a classic and not in the pistol round. Just throw that in. No shields this time either, so definitely getting a little bit low on the finances. Although saying that, the rest of the team have actually been able to buy comfortably and still have credits to buy for the next round. So I guess he's just decided to go with the... Because I feel like Chronicle could have dropped him. Well, we'll move on from that, but just decided, you know what, if you're buying that, it's at your own risk. Leaves him solo on the A site, which is where the majority of the Vitality players are building up. A short push as well from Sender, which is where all of the utility currently lies. And of course, we know that the way this is going to go is a quick dash in and a TP from Destrian, but he meets the bullet of that operator.
That ult won't be back though. No dash online. Life or not, doesn't really matter. Having used it up, he'll wait for an opportunity to grab a few more kills while his teammates work mid-control. Sender grabs one, but he doesn't think there's going to be 2, 3, or 4 players there. What a fool. No, of course, it's not exactly predictable. No smoke down for Boaster. He's caught in the middle of trying to throw it. Some utility now taken out of play. Leo is far enough away he could pop a recon, but Hunter's Fury used up from down below. Must have heard a step, and he's having absolutely none of it. In comes Boaster. Nice shot. He has been on fire today so far, and with a paranoia cocked and ready, it's gone in. Safe can't see a damn thing, but he has to fight inside the smoke. Oh, I think they went through in the wrong order, those pieces of utility, and Safe's still alive, dancing around the back of the site. He'll go down eventually, but he has bought just enough time for the side of Vitality, even eliminating Alpha with the spike. Very nicely played.
Yeah, that was good work from that. I think it was actually, correct me if I'm wrong, that was Boaster's smoke that he hides within on the spike.
He put the smoke and then the paranoia. The other way around, it goes completely differently.
Yeah, it just gave enough in that Red Bull clutch for Safe to hide within it, take him down, and the clock at that point was gone. Because that was the thing. The Hunter's Fury, you might look at it and go, okay, well, it didn't really kill anyone. But it did slow them down enough, and the same with Sender. It's like, that is something Fnatic are now having to actively deal with, that he is going to be lurking in mid. So they sent 4 players to deal with him, did it relatively quickly, but then the further time bought by Vitality's utility was enough to win them around. As said though, Fnatic still have enough to buy this time.
Yeah, pretty comfortably. A lockdown for Alpha, whether it's going to be used to clear out some space after noise is made or the full retakes, that's what we tend to see. Really one that you can push forward that defensive side with. For Vitality, another shift in play, 3 through short, but leaving the spike there. We've seen this before. It didn't go too well. It was Chronicle defending that time. Now they've got Durka, a different beast indeed. He's up top, looking for an opportunity. Not going to be able to use his dash. Will that deter him? It looks like it. He's staying way back, giving up control, giving up the plans, and that's because they've got the lockdown.
This is going to have to be a fight forward. In fact, Sender's already going. Ring around of Rosie running all the way back. The thing is, though, Durka is watching for this.
He heard it.
They've had the expectation. The players are going to be around this angle. The close corner just being sat on by the majority and no real push able to come through. Utility to hold them back. Defusal already being begun. The fragment will go on, but they've already managed to get it halfway and just getting mowed down as they attempt to try and get anything. Somebody has to get on it. The spam's just not quite connecting. And with only runner left, he's just going to try and hold on to the gun. A stellar retake from Fnatic. And the scoreline will be even once again.
The idea to leave Durka sitting on short the entire time, I think, does just come on the back of those steps being heard. You mentioned how early Sender was sprinting away. The fact that they had him close, that seemed to be the moment that Durka decided, I'm not moving from this corner. I am the short turret. And he found himself the kill.
Were you talking about the round?
Yeah,
or
no,
yourself?
I knew it. I heard myself say it. And I just knew you're going to clip that.
If someone was to like clip Mitch saying, I am the short turret, I
do
would definitely add that
Please don't
as
do
some
that.
sort of, soundboard item.
I'd appreciate it.
The thing is, I reckon
delete the
Sue
VOD.
was on it the second you said it.
Yeah.
My ult's ready.
Yeah, I think I heard her laugh.
VCT EMEA are going to be tweeting that out in a few minutes.
Right, good.
If not
Love
the
that.
VAR.
Remember. Oh, God, that's true.
It's a race
actually.
against time, if anything.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Thanks a lot. Always rely on you. Well, you can always rely on Fnatic to put on a good show. And in this 7th round, their defensive side is going to be a nice slow approach on most of the map. On short, though, they want to get a little bit aggressive. The turret's pushed back to Durka. He's made his way to a similar position as we've seen before. But they're not convinced this is an A play. Shift back. Chronicle slowly making his way to B. If they do stick to this, Vitality might have a much easier time getting onto their target, because I don't know if you've seen this one before, Tom, but they're going for 3 split on short with 2 players up on A main. This time the spike is going A main.
Also, they don't have Chronicle sat on the angle. So that's the real danger, was he was just spamming. Being able to do so much. Nice entry from Runner. A big scalp to take. It does seem like Chronicle might be wanting to try and push that one back. No command utilized to take away the utility. He just popped him through the floor. Runner didn't stand a chance, didn't even see his opposition. Now bear in mind, the rest of the players have very little to play with. So any damage that can be done here for Vitality would be a big win, because everybody else is just playing with classics. It was only really the Blade Storm that could have done anything. And what looked like, for a moment, was dangerous will be 3 men standing for Fnatic.
Well, I'm expecting to see a shift in how Fnatic are holding this A site. There's a couple times now we've seen them just walk straight into the site. And previously, in the round before, there was a lockdown for Alpha. So playing retake makes perfect sense. This time, there's some weaknesses there. So you don't want to play close and take those fights. But I have to assume, as we move into this round, there's going to be more contention for short. They're going to be holding on to that control. Instead of just finding info and reacting, they're going to want to be the first ones to make that move. Play their own game, so to speak, as many players like to say. Vitality?
I play my own game.
Vitality had something that I was interested in, because I think Kix bought an Odin to start with, but he has decided to be a bit more sensible on the attack side, A take. That said, you can spam heaven.
Yeah, I've seen you throw many games with your ideas of the Odin on attack.
And you've seen me win at least 2, so that sounds like a win to me.
Right, okay. Well, the execution onto the A site. It seems to be where the majority of rounds have ended up for Vitality. Flashes over the top, drone through, a counter smoke to try and delay. I can tell you now, they're going straight through it. Runner leading the charge once again, but it's the same timing for Durka. He waits for that dash to go through, and then just peeks off the back of it. Happy to just play with that man advantage, and especially when you consider the ults available. There isn't a whole lot for Vitality right now. A single kill for safe could make all the difference.
Not even just in having the suppression, but being able to fight in the open, take those duels a little bit more, and a little bit more of a safe style. I think with that door broken, Splash coming through, it's time to dash on in. Durka, though, can't find anything. Nice cage. That's denied all information. But Boaster and Durka, they're firing up. That was a quick double from Boaster, and now they know exactly where safe is. No chance for an ulti. No chance for winning this round on Vitality. The time not quite low enough. Comes close. Down to the last couple of seconds. 5-3. And an Andalucia flawless for Fnatic, who are most certainly back in the game.
Yeah, and this is the moment, exactly right, for Vitality to take a pause. It's been 3 rounds in a row. Of course, we, again, with Ascent, normally have expectations of a strong defensive side from either team, so I don't think they're any way out of this map just yet, but not wanting to allow Fnatic to do exactly what they did on the last one and just sort of steamroll their way to a large victory in the first half, just put that extra pressure on.
Time for a field test.
It's history.
It is.
It can set up.
Much as I want to deny it. Well, Vitality have done well. 3 rounds on the board, but Fnatic started to wake up. They've picked up a couple now. The streak is on. The ball is rolling for Vitality. Organization, no stranger to sitting down on that stage, but for some of these players, younger, untested, maybe the jitters get to them. Gotta hope not.
Okay.
Free drone? Yeah. I like the disrespect to the ultimate. That's all it's good for.
Oh, you saying that again?
I'll
Boaster
challenge it.
already off to a great start, though. Player caught on the cross. It almost gets a second as well. So much damage done onto safe. Still has that. No, come on, might be better to go down and then just get picked back up again, at least get a little bit of extra health. But this has been the problem. When Fnatic have got this early kill, their retakes have been sublime. There's needed to be a hero each time for the side of Vitality, and there just hasn't been one in a while. Chronicle going to be on that operator. The reason for that is that Dirk is about to make his presence known into this site. Already spotting out the camera. You can still see Sender wary of his behind, and Boaster just isn't stopping. He's taking over, doing everything on his own. In fact, Dirk now comes through as well. That rifle into his hands has been valuable. And Runner on the other side has done his best. A couple of kills in response, but again, retake after retake, defuse after defuse. Fnatic continue to climb.
There was an attempt from Vitality, but not good enough this time. 6 on the board, a 3-round lead. And again, looking back at how this started out, it seemed like such a great sign with Vitality taking that pistol. But Fnatic, they've been pulling no punches as time has rolled on. We're seeing there's a lot of work to be done.
Is that 4 retakes in a row?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I almost feel like for Vitality, you got to be thinking, we're getting into the A site for free, we're getting a plant down, and then they're doing very well in retakes. But surely one of them they have to win, and the fact is it's not even been that close. One of them was Andalucia flawless. It's just been very, very clean. And the problem is Fnatic have been getting the entry every single time, be it Durka, Boaster, or maybe Alpha yet.
Oh my. Well, he was great in the last map for opening duels, but usually just picked up 1 or 2 on that operator. Now,
guys,
he's already got 3 locked and loaded. A 4th one up for grabs, the 5th just around the corner, but he won't get it. Denied by kicks on the big old Odin. Boaster, the IGL will claim it for Alpha.
I feel like
proxy.
When he gets that 3rd kill, that's when the old like Turkish Valorant brain comes back. He's like, I'm running.
He's back on jet.
I'm getting all the headshots. And now you almost have to think of your Vitality. It's like, well, at least the other rounds you were getting the spike down in an afterplant. I wonder if they almost go back, because that was just brutal. And the thing is, they've given Fnatic the...
Get him! He's complaining about the Odin, you know?
Yeah,
even some of the best players in the world, Tom, they don't know how to deal with it.
That might be one of the best mimes of the Odin I've ever seen.
It is beautiful. It was beautiful. Maybe we'll see it again. Vitality, 3 on the
Don't
board.
you dare.
Being this way for quite a while. Durka wants to keep it that way. He might pay the price.
Only one up draw.
He's made it out. He's made it out. And I think the 100 Fury, a big factor in that, just displacing so many players.
He didn't even take that much damage. I don't know why. In my head, he'd been dropped to at least like 60, 70 HP. Nope. He was probably shot once.
He picked the right corner to hide in, I'll tell you that.
Of the completely wall-bangable box.
Yep. They'll never see it coming, Tom. They'll never see it coming.
On the other side of things, Safe has taken a lot of damage. Run has taken a lot of damage. Oh, and by the way, they don't have many weapons, so it's looking pretty bleak. The other problem is Durka's right back in the position where he's had an entry kill pretty much every single time. Both are going for a little bit of spam, but the main thing is whether or not Durka hits the shot. No, he doesn't. That's something new. They do have a lockdown, though.
You get one of those, that's the problem. One time he'll miss the shot. This time I'm pretty sure he tagged runner, but it's not good enough. TP out of Boaster. It's a player about to peek. I think he might get a chance on Descender to rip the head off. Won't take down that much, though. A trap wire at best. And on the site, we can see... Oh, okay. We're actually going to get the ult popped, but it's immediately countered out by Kix, who's just looking to destroy it on the Hunter's Fury. No ground taken, although they get the kills. The A retakes, you know, plan A and B don't work, but they're still storming the beach. At this point, though, it's being tapped, but it's not being stuck, and that could be the big problem. They're getting all the kills, but they need so much more. The time, really, if they can be denied by safe, and it will be. At the last second, just about pulling it across the line. A 4th round for Vitality, with 1 more to go.
It definitely seems they've
There's the LEC Vitality squad.
Oh, damn.
Pressure's on for the boys on the stage.
Yeah, it is. It
it's
really
one thing
is.
to play in front of the EMEA crowd, but you got the other team here on their home turf? Okay. I don't know if it's pressure or motivation.
I'd go with motivation. I think it's gone both ways. I've seen the Valorant guys. I'm pretty sure they went and watched the LEC as well. Luckily, they don't really have to go far. Maybe they just never left. They've just been chilling there. They've woken from their slumber. They've come up from under the floors somewhere, and now they get to watch some Valorant.
That's where all the players are. Nice shot, Alpha. First, second, not again. Surely they'll finally shut him down. Durka tried to help, and he gets wall banged. It's Kix taking that 2nd kill. And the spike's already crossed the site. It can make its way in for the plant, or at least it thinks it can. You gotta watch out, because sneaking onto the site is Chronicle, and they watched out. They found him, and they've rooted him from the round.
Spike planted.
Rotation from Boaster. He's coming up against big boy Kix, and he's got a smoke out. This time, his opponent wasn't facing the wrong way, so it didn't quite go too well. Vitality with a late resurgence in this half. 5 rounds on the board really wouldn't be anything to shake a stick at. They've still got a deal with Leo, who is left completely blind and stuck in a corner, using the smoke to his advantage, at least for a second. But the thing is, he still has to clear Kix, and he's not going to be able to. Kix will get the 4K with the Odin.
With the Odin, Tom. With the Odin. Couldn't do that with a normal weapon, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you couldn't kill someone walking around a corner with a normal weapon.
I'm just saying, more than half his kills are from the Odin.
Yeah.
Kix top fragging on his team.
He's killed Alpha twice, right, with the Odin, and Alpha has 20 kills. So, you know, it seems like a 20-2. That's a good trade.
You know, looking at this gameplay, Tom, I'm feeling pretty confident to say Kix is doing nothing wrong. He's playing this perfect. His team are letting him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
who in particular would you
with
say?
an Odin, I don't know. You know, we'd have to look back at the VOD.
If you were to pick someone out.
Oh, you know, anyone really. I think everyone. That's the point. You know, you should be guarding that, protect the president. When you got the Odin out, and you're wall banging. Sometimes you get blindsided because your teammates ain't watching the angle. That's probably what's happening to Kix all 9 times. Confident.
Right. Okay. A little bit of delusion from Mitchman, but here we go. On to the defensive side. Vitality, bear in mind, they have won every single pistol so far. Durka's looking to try and change that, and, well, he's taken down the player in some glass, almost loses his life for it. Okay, Alpha. Blink and you miss it. The head popped it safe, and a nice shot from Runner in the corner, keeping things even at least for now. Still plenty still to find, and Runner still thriving. It's now left all onto Chronicle. Now both players' positions are noted. He's actually going to double right back into the Cypher utility, manages to get past the player, but will be slowed down. Gives all the information away. However, he's still going to have his opportunity to try and clutch this one out.
Well, I saw him just a second ago. Taking out the reveal. They'll know that he was tapping it the first time, the second, but maybe not the third. Nice reaction from Chronicle. A quick kill and a swing to close it out. What a round! A Red Bull clutch for Chronicle. He couldn't have played that any better.
It only works if you have the cleanest aim in history.
This is ridiculous.
He literally fakes it twice, no one peeks, is quick enough to react, letting go of the spike when he actually went to plant it, and then uses the knife as a fake, and for the split second his opponent is trying to shoot it, he shoots him in the face with a classic. Like, that's what it takes for Fnatic to win their first pistol.
And here's the thing, you know, he just played on the reactions of a player. Because let me ask you, in that situation, for Sender, his cam's destroyed, his trap's destroyed. Why does he give a damn if he's not? He doesn't. But you see it, you shoot it. That's the rule in Valorant. Your brain doesn't react as quickly as your hand does. And he's just used it there. He's fake flashed him almost. Just disgusting. And it's not like he didn't know he was already in the corner, you know what I mean? He had that information. Crazy play. 8-5. Fnatic, they're in the lead. But listen, it can always slip away. We've seen Vitality 14-12. They came back into it 3 in a row when they were 12-9 down, when ultis were online for Fnatic. They played it perfectly on the side of Vitality to bring it to an overtime. There, things did slip away. Hopefully, we're not still on that slope.
Here.
We've hit the plains.
3 players stacked up here.
With classics.
Right over the top, yeah. Not too much in terms of weaponry, but with the information, Paranoia through, left completely blind. Oh, Runner will at least be able to get one. Nice idea. Execution not bad. Unfortunately, the weaponry not quite enough. Kicks has also got Leo desperately low. Almost works out for Zender again. Stronger weaponry, that's perfect for them. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite to be. Rifles will be retrieved for Fnatic as well. And they're going to get themselves ever closer to a 2-0 victory. Just 4 rounds needed.
Oh, there was one for everybody on the orange side that time around. Fnatic able to find a team ace. Killing each player, an orb on each player. Nobody super close to popping anything game-changing, but the rifles that are in play and the economy that Fnatic have left puts them in a really good position. They can take pretty much any fight. Defensive side, well, Vitality have got kicks. He's got an Odin. He stood next to a nice, thin wall, and he's waiting for some noise to be made. I, for one, looking forward to seeing the conclusion of that battle.
Right here.
For now, though, it'll take a while. As I think for Fnatic, obviously it's wise. You don't just go rushing into a site. We've seen it from Vitality. It worked, but this is the buy round. Vitality should have an idea. Yeah. They should have some aggression somewhere. Fnatic, find it.
For Fnatic, this bonus is less of a bonus. Like, they've got plenty to actually go in with here. Even buying down a little bit low on Durka and Chronicle, so it might hinder them a little bit for the next round, but they believe they can win it. He's got to be careful. There are Guardians on the other side, so although that Odin will do large damage, he's got to be careful that he's not just going to get popped straight through the wall. Hot flash to help out Durka, but he's also going to be suppressed, so no ability to dash. Save getting up close. Ready to try and go through this. Waiting on the other side was Chronicle, but they don't realize that Durka's already crossed. A bit of a misplay. Caught out because of it. The side currently being defended by a Runner. He's going to have to do some serious work. Does have a trip from his teammate to try and help him out, but the plant isn't going to be denied, and he just about takes Durka.
Does well to find that. They haven't stepped in the trip, but they've seen it. So that's going to be destroyed. No free kills on the wall bangs, unfortunately, this time around. And Kix is trying the same. Alpha does well. Oh, he sees the tip of the bow. He wants to break that string, but instead it's Destrian swinging out to punish. He's traded. The numbers stay to Fnatic, and Leo hasn't yet been spotted or rooted from this corner. He's oh no, that's a terrible time to take your knife out. A misclick surely, and a mistake even more surely. Chronicle, last man alive, 1 HP on Kix, and it's done. It's saved at the last second by the last man alive. A Red Bull clutch. I don't know what happened on short there, and I'm not sure I care to know. I want to forget about it.
You've just got to count yourself lucky that in every single clutch scenario you have Chronicle who just doesn't make those mistakes. He doesn't slip up.
I'm just saying, if you do that in a ranked game, reported by 9 players on the server.
I just wanted to inspect this knife.
Yeah. Have you seen this animation, guys? Unlucky. But the fact that Chronicle resets instantly,
yeah,
that's all you need, man. All with someone else to follow
The shot to Kix as well was just filthy. Like, so quick to react. Alpha as well is having an absurd performance. You always worry when a player gets a new contract for a long time. They're going to go, take it easy now. Not
Sorted,
alpha.
yeah.
Not alpha, no. Still at the top of the board, still carrying away. Goes, I get to do this for another 2 years. He has been ridiculous for Fnatic. Definitely one of the best signings we've ever seen.
Alarm bot out.
And I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there that are kicking themselves that it wasn't them. 10-5.
Calling my bot.
Fnatic, as said, this is a map where in the past they've at least shown some vulnerabilities. Not quite like Lotus, where it was flawless every single time. Dirk already picking off Runner. They're taking their time. Again, it's a round where Vitality just don't really have much to play with.
Oh!
Would have needed to be a very good shot to kill someone from there. He did hit him. He did hit him, but for...
I like it though, he jump spots it and then just goes, okay, I know where you are. He didn't see me. They've taken Sander, do they expect another?
30
They do now.
seconds left.
He's stepping around, he's firing back. He's hoping to pick someone off. It's not buying any sort of time. The rest of his team are around middle. Drone even going to be committed here. I mean, it's a 3 versus 5. And 2 pedestrian and kicks are both extremely low. Surprised they even burn up utility that costs credits. I mean, it's not like they haven't got money for the next, but every little helps.
Yeah, at this point, it really does just come down to either reducing the amount of orbs you're giving over to the opponents or gaining some yourself. Like, either you die to the spike or you just try and hold them. You're not going to be able to win this round with 5 players on Fnatic, still with a fair belt of utility to play with. I think Fnatic at this point will realize that, okay, we need to try and fight our way out of this one. Make sure we're not the ones going down to the spike. Kick still on this other side. There's a little bit of utility, and Safe does manage to get one. Again, making things at least a little bit more costly. But other than that, well, Destrian's just going to go down to the spike again, make sure those orbs don't go over. But it is a very scary prospect now, because Fnatic are close on pretty much every single ultimate. And on the other side of things, it's the same, but the difference is Fnatic only need 2 rounds.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, Vitality have decided to call a pause. They've got a minute to discuss how this long stretch of rounds is going to go.
If they make it to the playoffs,
here we
they
go.
don't have to play them again.
Here we go. Steps heard, spray in. That's too much to the right kicks. You can't wallbang that part of the wall. An unlucky start. It could have been beautiful.
My ult is ready.
That's already Hunter's Fury online. As said, they had a lot of ults close. They're slowly building them up. Dirk at 1 away from Bladestorm, 2 away from a lockdown. They could have pretty much everything in this round. You can see the re-aggression coming through from Vitality, leaving Runner in an aggressive position. One that's been religiously checked by Fnatic if they go back in this direction. I don't think they'll be expecting an operator to be here. For now, though, the majority are looking to head up short.
So Leo's insane, but I love him. He's bought an Odin on the attack side. Didn't go for heavy spams back, but it's a good job. Kicks withstood slightly off center because he is tagged up, and it would be even worse if he was just crouched, ready to spam in the normal spot. Knife going through, a little bit too late. Dirk has already crossed. He's in the corner. Runner, though, has managed to find himself a safe hole to fight from. Never mind. He stepped into Dirk's crosshair, and he won't live to regret it. Neither will Safe with another clean click. Dirk is on for an ace. Already 3 kills. Picks up close. Odin coming around the corner. He doesn't miss those shots. 4 now, and a 5th right there. Leo stolen it. That is filthy. Sender wasn't even looking. How dare you? But it was with an Odin, so I commend it. Well done. Well done. Add to the stats.
Durka just, that's the thing. He's had a relatively quiet game for Durka standard so far.
Certainly
First map, yeah, didn't really see too much. Second map, he's been getting the odd kill with the operator, but this was just a Durka round. This is why people fear playing this man every time they step into the server. He has just run riot, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's I didn't hear that. I didn't. Did you? I didn't.
No.
No. It's all good.
No fine needed. No fine needed.
No, it's all good.
All good.
Unlucky, man. I mean,
he was definitely speaking Swedish.
Yes. Yes.
You just don't understand what that means.
I think he was talking about plucking them apart, hair by hair, and they've certainly been doing that. Each strategy Vitality have looked to deploy has been met with not the best of results thus far. Fnatic now have 7 chances to close out this map, and if you're holding on hope for Vitality, I do apologize. It's probably not going to go too well, but maybe they can get a few more rounds in there, make it a bit more competitive. An OT on Fnatic's map pick, and here in Ascent, barely making it to T.
Pressure onto Runner. Already it's actually almost the kill onto Sender in the backlines. Even still, they've managed to recover, fall back. It's going to be the peek up, and unfortunately, not quite the kill. Durka go kill still exists for a round.
Man, Kix is fuming that he's mid
this
with
is a fake. This is a lockdown fake. They've thrown it in, but they're actually going up mid. It will clear the side. He's in the right position. Again, I don't really know how some of these players are alive. And Chronicle peeks into the Odin spray and still survives.
Yeah, I mean, they had flashed before, but what a time to go swinging. Fnatic on their way to site. Spams aren't hitting. Durka's up close, 50 HP. Right click, and it's Runner down. Man advantage now for them, but Durka can't get far. He's stuck up on the stairs. Now the info's there to play with. Hat on the body. They know exactly where they're hiding, no abilities to play with, but they've already gotten the one-way smoke out. It narrows the angles from which Vitality can approach. They don't want to go sprinting into that and give Boaster a free kill. Flash to play on the right side, but safe's caught. Boaster's swung in, he's played aggressive, and the reward is there. A tap on from Sender only baits Boaster into the angle to take the final kill, 13-5. An impressive